everyone, Yensid Organist here, and welcome to another episode of OrgelCraft. I hope you guys are having a great day today. It's been a crazy few weeks in real life, to the point where I don't actually remember what we did in the last episode. I know I did this wall on stream. I know I did this wall on my own. Oh, I know. We went headhunting. That's right. Okay. All right. Now I'm up to speed. Yeah. All this is just me continuing to stall for time for the project today, because I don't want to do it. I want to do it, but I have no idea what I'm doing. Yeah. So, plan for today's episode is to rough out a framework for the castle. Yeah, and I mean, I've literally been sitting at my computer for an hour and a half going, I don't know how to do this. And I think part of my hesitation is I'm a little overwhelmed by the scale of the castle and all of that. So, yeah, but we're gonna work through some things today. I went through both movies and all of the shorts to try to get some good reference images, and I'm having a really hard time finding good references for the sides of the castle. The front and the back I've got no problem, but the sides are definitely a little bit of a challenge, and providing yeah, quite the quandary for me in terms of, I know when I can click the bed. I can click the bed when the sun hits the horizon. Yeah, I did find one image that, while it's not great for the castle itself, it does work really, really nicely for the walls, and so I think that's where we're going to start. So, So we have the wall that continues just in the normal pattern here. And then we have some towers and some other things that kind of build off of there. So I've got some stone... I fell off. So I've got some stone brick here, and I think what I want to do is kind of try to get an idea for the size and scale of the wall. So, based on what I'm looking at, there's a little bit of a tower section. This is not going to be to scale, but there's a part that kind of juts out here, and then it kind of goes back in, so there's like a little rectangle shape in here, and then it goes down. There's another part that comes out farther here, and then there's a big circular tower like we have in the front, all the way at the back. So this part here looks like it's maybe a third as long as this wall, and I'm not sure how long this wall is. Let's see, that's 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36, 40. So let's maybe say 15. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And then this would come back this way. And we'll maybe put this right in line with the wall there. This next section is maybe another 15, so let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, and I'm already seeing a problem, because I know that the front of the castle comes out. Well, the front of the castle is going to be roughly in this area. There's a little section that comes out, like kind of an entryway, and then there's a little walkway, almost like we have under the walls here. But then for these parts over here, I know that as I'm looking at it, actually, let's fly over here There we go. Yeah, so I think those are not going to be nearly big enough. No, I can see right now. That's nowhere near big enough. Okay, so what I think I want to do here... The courtyard is square. And I believe that this line here is square. Let me check that real quick. So this is square from here. So I think what we're going to do is what we're going to do, we are going to mark this as the as where, like, the entryway, and there's a big grand entryway that goes here. And that comes out a little bit, and there's some support pillars there. So let's go ahead and bring this back. Let's maybe go 3, and then it comes out a little bit more. So let's do another 3. And we'll go ahead and replicate that on both sides. I heard a dolphin. All right, let's start with this, and then from here, this is where we're going to build up the walkway that's essentially going to start the castle. The roof will start over this block. So let's go ahead and bring this all the way over so that it lines up with that. Okay, and then I think we'll go ahead and do this on the other side, at least to there. That may change as we get a little bit more into this project, just based on how I want it to go. But that's something we can work on later. For now, we can at least get a rough idea of what's going on here. Okay. So then, as I'm looking at things, there's another little tower, and it looks like that tower is pretty much in line with the front of the castle, maybe back by a couple of blocks. So let's go from here, and let's bring it out as far as this one was. And we'll go from there. So then we need this thing to be roughly divided in half. So let's come down here. Okay, so that's 12 blocks there, and I think this was 30 over here, so that would be 42. So actually, 21 would be perfect. So this was 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, and then we'll bring it back in this way, and of course the sun's going down. So let's take a look at this from a distance and see what we think. Yeah, I feel like that balances a little bit better. Okay, so then, if my estimation from my reference is correct, this point here at the front of the castle is roughly half. Or I should say from here to the back is roughly the same length as up to there. So I think that was, what, around 85, 86 blocks? So if that's the case, let's see, how many did we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, including that. So that would be 88. So from there, we would need to go back another 88 blocks to get to the back wall. So let me get that, that shape kind of roughed out, and then we'll see what that looks like. So after a lot of reworking, I think I finally have a size and shape that I'm happy with here. Still not sure about this tower. It may need to be bigger. But this is all just to get a rough estimate for right now. We're not actually going to build any of these walls. this little block that's sticking up here, that is the center point of the end of this, and that's essentially where the castle comes down. Now, as I was looking at things, I realized that part of what I can see of the top of the castle that kind of comes up in here, that's what I can see above the walls. It's actually wider than that when you get down below. So, yeah, so I think this is going to be good. Obviously, you know, we won't know until we actually start getting some of the area worked out here. I am low on rockets, but as you can see, I grossly underestimated the size of the island that I was going to need for this project. So I think what I want to do before we go any farther, because I've fallen in the water a lot and I'm getting a little tired of that, is I think I want to fill this in a little bit more. This is going to have to extend a long way over here, but I'm not worried about that today because it won't affect our castle outline. So I think let's go ahead and fill this in, and let's do that as a time lapse. Well, I have moved from procrastinating in real life to procrastinating in Minecraft. Can you tell I'm dragging my feet on this? Yeah, this took way longer and, I mean, needed to be done, but needed to be done now, maybe not. Okay, enough foot dragging. Let's get this thing started. I'm going to put this away. I got to find my dirt. There's my dirt. Okay, so I'm going to come here and we're going to lay out at least a rough template for the main floor of the castle. And then we'll start working our way up from there. Welcome back, everyone. So this is proving far more difficult than I thought it would be. This is about the third, I think it's the third time I've been through it. It might be the fourth, of adjusting things, and I still don't feel like it's right. And I've walked away from the game about 4 different times now, trying to figure out how to take this on, and I've been just getting a little frustrated with it, and I finally figured out why. And it's that I have never done a large-scale build before. now, before you say, but what about your base? The base was a sphere, and then I filled in the inside. This is a much different kind of project, and I really have never done anything like this. And so I really don't know how to proceed with it, and I've watched people do large-scale builds on YouTube. And they always talk about, planning everything you do ahead of time, and so I'm trying to do, how I've watched other people do it, plan it out and then go from there. But it's not working for me, and that was the other thing that was frustrating, and it was because I couldn't figure out why it wasn't working. And I think part of the reason for that is I'm not just trying to create a large-scale build, I'm trying to recreate a large-scale build. And while it's up to my own interpretation, I also want it to be a fairly accurate representation of the original. And I also don't have a lot of great source material to work with. And so that's really been a source of a lot of trouble for me. And so I was debating what I wanted to do with the rest of this episode. And I think I'm going to call it here because I've had a little bit of a change in how I want to approach this build. Something that I think is going to be a little more suited? I can't even talk. A little bit more suited to how I build, and that is just jumping in and building. So, I thought about, trying to force this through. I thought about pushing this off another week, but it's already been 2 weeks since the last episode, and I don't want to have a project that's unfinished. I've had a number of other things that I have not been able to keep up with, and this is something I want to be able to keep up and keep going. And I've been doing other things in the world, nothing major, I've been doing stuff on live streams, but I really want to get this castle built. And so I think what we're going to do in the next episode is we're just going to start building. We're going to start in the front, and we're going to build up some of the front of it, and I think actually being able to see it, I think will work a little bit better. And then I think maybe once I actually have some of it in place, I think it's going to be a lot easier to kind of maybe project out how things need to be with the rest of it. But rather than, trying to build up a framework here and guess, I think I'm just going to start building. And we'll see if that works. And if it doesn't, then, I'll go back to the drawing board or maybe come back to this plan of trying to get things. But yeah, I feel like part of my issue is I feel like the scale is all off, and I really I think I really need to just start building on it, and I don't have enough time to do that today. Otherwise, that is something I would take on. But I think we're just going to wrap things up here, fly back through the village, which I am very, very happy with, and coming back to soon. And who knows, if inspiration is not striking me in the next episode, maybe we'll come back here next week. But yeah, so I think that's going to do it for this episode. Didn't turn out the way I had hoped it would, but sometimes that happens, and you just have to kind of roll with it and do what you can. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this episode. If you did, please be sure to give it a like and share it with your friends. If you haven't already, I would encourage you to subscribe and make sure you click that little notification bell so you can stay up to date on all my latest posts. Be sure to follow me on social media, and I hope to see you for the live streams Wednesday night at 9:30 Eastern. Thanks for watching. See you real soon. I'm wearing the wrong skin.